present, I will now call this meeting to order. An executive session of the board will now be held on the matters contained in the notice for this meeting as authorized by sections 551.001 through section 551.084 of the Texas Government Code, the Texas Open Meetings Act. Should the board determine that any final action, final decision, or final vote be required with regard to any matter considered in such closed or executive meeting or session, then such final action, final decision, or final vote shall be at either this public meeting, upon the reconvening of this public meeting, or at a subsequent public meeting of the board upon notice thereof, as the board shall determine. A closed or executive meeting of the board will now be held. The time is 5:21 p.m. Executive session is adjourned and the board is now in open session. The time is 5:41 p.m. I will entertain motions on the items covered in executive session. Is there a motion to approve the employment of contractual personnel?
I, Amanda Arabia, move we approve the employment of contractual personnel as presented.
I, Ramon Garza, second the motion.
A motion was made by Amanda Arabia and seconded by Ramon Garza. All in favor? The motion carried 5-0 with 0 abstentions. Is there a motion to approve the employment of non-Chapter 21 contractual personnel as presented?
I, Ramon Garza, move we approve the employment of non-Chapter 21 contractual personnel as presented.
I, Linda Sherrod, second the motion.
A motion was made by Ramon Garza and seconded by Linda Sherrod. All in favor? The motion carried 5-0 with 0 abstentions. A quorum is present. I will now call this public meeting to order. The time is 5:42 p.m. Ms. Ida Schultz, Executive Director for Financial and Treasury, will conduct a public hearing to discuss the school first annual financial management report.
Good evening. Mrs. President, Dr. Giacomo. Thank you.
I think you're too far back. No, it's on.
How about now? Oh, dear. Is that better? Is it too much better? So good evening, Ms. President, Dr. Giacomo, Cabinet, and Board of Trustees. I'm pleased to be here tonight to present to y'all the 22nd Annual Schools First Report. And tonight, I'll present a brief overview of the Schools First program. We'll talk about the components of the Annual Financial Management Report, and finally, we'll reveal the results of this year's Schools First. So FIRST is really an acronym for the Financial Integrity Rating System of Texas. It's basically a report card for the district, and it takes our financial position and gives us a grade of A through F. 20 indicators use our PEMS data to calculate these scores. And I do want to point out that tonight, the report always lags a year behind. So the results presented tonight are the results of expenditures spent in the 2023 year. There's 20 indicators, and they measure performance in 3 categories. Critical financial components are ratings of our compliance with our debt agreements, with our financial audit, and federal and state governmental filings and regulations. These have to all be compliant or an automatic failure occurs. The other 2 categories that we measure are financial solvency and financial competency, and these indicators have a range of scores, and they all add up to a maximum of 100 points. And much like in a classroom, you use that score of 100 points to get your A through F rating. Each year, we're required to hold a public hearing, such as tonight, and at that hearing, we report the rating, and we prepare and present the annual financial management report. This report can be located on the district's financial transparency webpage. The annual financial management report contains the overall performance rating for the district. It gives the individual score for each of the individual indicators. And finally, it has required disclosures. So what do we disclose? We have to disclose gifts in excess of $250 received by the superintendent or board of trustees. We disclose any business transactions between a trustee and the district. We do report the superintendent's contract And should the superintendent receive any outside compensation outside of the district, that's disclosed as well. And finally, we disclose any expenditures spent on behalf of the superintendent or one of the Board of Trustees. At Galena Park, most of these expenditures relate to registration fees or travel costs to and from a district-related event. So for this year, I'm proud to say that the district earned 98 out of 100 points. So that's an A. And I think it's important to point out that for the 22nd consecutive year, we've had this superior rating. So we couldn't achieve this type of financial success without the support of each of y'all. So on behalf of the business office, thank you very much for supporting us. So at this time, are there any questions on the school's first report I can answer for you? And because it's a public hearing, I'm going to ask, are there any questions? Well, thank y'all very much.
Thank you, Ms. Schultz. Mr. Brian Clements, Executive Director for Security and Technology, will present the Technology Protection Measure and Internet Safety Policy. The presentation will include acceptable use policy, internet filtering system, and internet safety curriculum. The presentation will fulfill the E-rate requirement.
Well, good evening, President Hernandez, Board, Cabinet. This is our annual SIPA presentation, Children's Internet Protection Act. And what we'll do is cover four things in a few short minutes. We're going to talk about technology protection measures, the way we keep our kids and our employees safe, what our internet safety policy is, what our internet safety curriculum is, and then we've already satisfied the public notice, and this is the hearing part of that. So let's walk through this. If we think about what we're doing as a district, we use light-speed relay internet filtering, and that's what filters out pornography and other sites we don't want our children going to. Just to give you some ideas, first week of December, this is last year's data, but 94,000 different users or devices on the system are being filtered and watched by our stuff. Over 100 million website visits, and out of that, about 5 million, almost 6 million website blocks where we don't allow people to go. We look at that as one of the other things we use. Our Google Enterprise for Education gives us everything that's happening in the Google world. Google Classroom, Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Mail, all of the things that our employees use and our kids use. Google Enterprise lets us manage that, and it gives us keywords that it hits off of to alert us, hey, there may be something here that we need to look at for a child. And again, it tracks everything that goes on in that system. This is just a sample of a typical day, but 1 week, and these are student accounts, and I want you to see all the places where people have tried to log into student accounts from. You know, we expect them in Texas. I don't know if we expect them in South America, China, Korea, Japan. Some of those wind up being legit from time to time when we have a kid traveling, but these are people who are trying to log in as our students, you know, and get into our system. That's what that looks like. And then if you want to see staff accounts, even a little more widespread. And one of the things we've set up in our system is if you log into our system or attempt to log into our system from outside the United States, we lock your account. We assume it's a hacker that's trying to get in. If we know you're traveling, we can make an exception for that. But other than that, anything that comes from outside the country, we're just automatically locking down, and then we'll do the investigation and see do we need to open those later. But these are constant that we see from all over the world, hackers trying to get into our stuff. And our filters and our firewalls are what help protect us as we do that. BARC for Schools, some of you, well, you all should be familiar with BARC for Schools. BARC monitors everything that happens in our Google environment, and it looks for key words, key phrases, key abbreviations. And so this number's a little behind. We now, since we put this in, we have analyzed over 1 billion different activities from our students and our staff. The bottom number was just a typical week about 2 weeks ago. Almost 5 million transactions that are monitored, 214 issues found, and if you look below that, as a board, you've seen some of these figures before. The one we really watch is we watch our self-harm or suicidal content. And there were 5 notices in that. When we get those are human reviewed, and then we follow those up on the campuses immediately. Doesn't matter if it's in the middle of the night or on the weekend, somebody is contacting a parent, and going, hey, this is activity we have, we want you to be aware of it. And for our parents who sign up for BARC with us, which is absolutely free, they get that same exact notification in their email if they want it. So BARC has been really good in helping us help students. I'll give you one quick anecdote is, one of our Google Docs, what was typed in it was, my friend is considering suicide. I know an adult will read this. So our kids know we're looking at that, and they know they can get help that way. So that's one of the very positive things that happens with BARC. We've added multi-factor authentication, and you all know what that is when you log in and it says, do this on your phone or confirm this email. It's a pain, but it's what really helps keep us secure and keeps our hackers out of our system. And then we've gone to strong passwords. We grade their passwords. They have to meet a certain requirement. And we're no longer using generic passwords for our students across the board. Our kids who are K through 2, our teachers manage those, but our 3rd graders up create their own strong passwords, and they're responsible enough to keep up with them. And so again, there's not a generic pattern that somebody can figure out and use against our kids. So our internet safety policy, we cover with our acceptable use policy. Our students and our employees sign this, and we cover things such as reminding them that access to our system is a privilege, it's not a right, it can be revoked. We cover basics with them. What is a strong password? We don't share passwords. And we don't allow employees to put personal software on their machines. We have to license everything that goes on our machines. And we remind people that internet access is for instructional and administrative purposes. Now, some personal gets used, we know that, but the primary we have it there is for instructional and administrative use. And if that gets abused, then we look at how we handle that. We always remind people, electronic communications are not private. Your emails are not private, my emails are not private, they're subject to the Freedom of Information Act. And we remind people, don't put it in an email if you're not willing to see it on the front page of the Chronicle. So again, just one of those things we do to help make sure our people get that. And then we must abide by our copyright laws. Again, we want to be legal in our transactions and fair to people with their rights. Our employees all get an internet safety class, and we do these online. We do a copyright e-course to make sure they understand what fair use is. And then we do cybersecurity training with all of our employees who have regular computer access. And then some of the things we do also is we fish our employees. And if you click on the fish and take the bait, then we assign you an extra class. And we do USB tests. So you may find a USB laying around, and if you plug it into your computer, it tattles on you, and we assign you more training. But again, just things keeping our employees aware of what we're doing, keeping us safe. So we have an internet safety curriculum for elementary through our kindergarten through 12. Our K through 6th grade kids use learning.com as where they get their lessons. Our high school students use lessons that were created by our DLACs, our digital learning and assessment coordinators. But I want you to just see the kind of level of things. We start off with safety, personal information, passwords, and then as we grow into middle school, we start talking about their interactions online, chatting safely online, don't take in the bait, determining what's true from what's not. And then we started talking about social media. And by the time we get to high school, we're talking about those things that have long-reaching effects for our kids, reminding them that what's private today may be public tomorrow, and also for our college-bound kids to remind them that anything they put in social media, universities have the ability now to come back, and they're looking at that, and they're making decisions on whether to accept you based on that. And then the thing we always remind folks, you can't take it back. Once it's out there, you don't own it anymore. And we want our kids to be not only good, productive citizens, but we want them to be good, productive online citizens out in this environment. And so our parents, we do campus presentations through our DLACs. We also offer some online for them, and we also offer internet tips and safety for them that they can all access that way for their kids. We have a little over 30,000 Chromebooks on our system that we manage. And you saw a little bit of this in the academic spotlight last month. But keeping those online, keeping them safe, keeping them working is a major feat. But it's more important than ever because now we're one-to-one in the classroom with Chromebooks. Every child has a device in their hand. But we want our children to be safe and responsible with how they use those devices. So we're to that point. As a public hearing, I'll ask you as a board, do you have any questions or comments on what I've given you tonight?
I have a question on the types of trainings that are offered for the parents. I think that's great. How often is that communicated out, and what type of participation do we get from parents trying to learn about BARC and all the access and the capabilities?
So typically the campuses will send those out. I think it's like most of what we see in the school business, that we get better participation at the lower grade levels. But we've also had some good participation at a couple of high school levels, just trying to teach parents what's out there. As parents and adults, we're not digital natives. Our kids are, and I don't care what we do, they're always going to be ahead of us. And our job is just trying to keep them safe as we go forward with that. And so I will also turn to our group here and ask, are there any questions on this presentation that you have about our internet safety policies? All right, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Clements. The public hearing is adjourned. The time is 5:57 p.m. The meeting will reconvene at 6 p.m. for the regular meeting. Trustees of the regular meeting on Monday, November the 11th, 2024, in the Administration Building of Galena Park Independent School District, the address of which is 14705 Wood Forest Boulevard, Houston, Texas 77015. The time is 6:01 p.m. I want to welcome the members of our audience to this meeting of the Board of Trustees. As the Galena Park I.S.D. Board of Trustees, we are here to set goals, Listen to reports from the superintendent, approve budgets, contracts, personnel appointments, and make policy for the district. It is not the role of the board to make day-to-day operational decisions. The management and day-to-day operations of the district are the responsibility of the superintendent. We have policies and procedures in place to resolve concerns and issues. This is a public meeting of the Board of Trustees, not a meeting of the public. Prior to this meeting, board members received information related to items on tonight's agenda. Agenda items will not necessarily be handled in the order listed on the notice. The meeting is open to all who wish to attend and hear the matters discussed. During the course of this meeting, the board may determine that a closed session is necessary. In that event, the board will meet in closed session to consider matters duly posted for this meeting as permitted by Section 551.071 to 551.084, inclusive of the Texas Government Code. I respectfully ask that you please refrain from talking while others are speaking and that cell phones are turned off or in silent mode. Thank you for taking the time to join us this evening and for your interest in the Galena Park Independent School District. We have no public comments for posted agenda items today. We do have a public comments for non-agenda items today. Patrons who have duly registered per policy BED local may address the board regarding matters of concern or interest to the public, to the district, other than the character of any student, staff, or board member. I would like to remind the audience that the comments of the speakers reflect their own positions or opinions. The board may not discuss or act upon any matter that is not listed under the action item portion of the agenda. Therefore, board members may not discuss the comments of speakers. Please understand that a lack of a response from the board members does not indicate agreement or approval of the comments. Each speaker will be given 3 minutes to address the board. The vice president of the board will be designated timekeeper. Ms. Brianda Belinda Guerrero, will you please step up to the podium? Ms. Guerrero? Ms. Guerrero is not present. Tonight's invocation will be presented by Adrian Stevens, and the pledges to the American and Texas flags will be led by the Woodland Acres Middle School Navy LOTC. Please stand for the invocation and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag.
Dear Heavenly Father, we gather tonight with grateful hearts for the opportunity to serve Galena Park I.S.D. We ask for your wisdom and guidance in our decisions that we may act with integrity and compassion. Please bless our students with curiosity and courage, our teachers with patience and passion, and our administration and staff with strength and resilience. May our work tonight support a safe, welcoming, and nurturing environment for all. We thank you for this community and the trust placed in us. Amen.
Amen.
Color guard, attention. Carry colors. Color guard, forward, march. Left, 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 left. Mark time. March. Left, left. Color guard. Hold. Left face. Present colors.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Texas flag. Pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Order colors. Face. Move. Color guard, post colors. Present arms. Order arms. Color guard, forward march. Flag, 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 draw, flag.
You may be seated. We will now move on to this evening's special recognition portion of the agenda. Dr. Giaccona?
Good evening. I want to first say Happy Veterans Day. If we have any veterans here tonight, thank you for your service. And then I'd also like to recognize Ms. Carmela Garcia, our DeSena City Council member. Thank you for being here. And we have an eventful week this week. So we have our North Shore Senior High Band competing at state tonight. And then later in the week, we have North Shore Senior High football first round of playoffs on Thursday. And Friday, Galena Park High School will be in playoffs too. So go Mustangs and Yellow Jackets. Ms. Stevens, will you join?
Good evening. On this Veterans Day evening, we'd like to recognize our campuses that have earned Purple Star designations for the 2024-2025 and 2025-2026 school years. Texas Governor Greg Abbott awards the Purple Star designation, which recognizes schools' support and commitment to meeting the unique needs of military-connected students and their families. Please join us on stage as I call your name. Darrell Adams, Coordinator for Military Science. North Shore Elementary School Principal Esmeralda Perez. Cunningham Middle School Principal Designees Matthew Day and Dr. Nicole Newsom. Galena Park Middle School Principal Elizabeth Nava. North Shore Senior High School Designee Chris Griffith and Eric Esparza. These leaders met rigorous criteria to support a state-recognized military family assistance initiative. You all are shining examples of the proud school community connections for which Galena Park I.S.D. is known. This concludes our recognitions. Thank you.
Any board member may make a comment during this portion of the agenda without prior posting being required. Comment items may not pertain to the character of any student, staff, or board member and may not be discussed or deliberated upon at this time. Does anyone have a comment? I would like to begin. I would like to wish the North Shore Senior High School Band good luck tonight at the state band competition. Dr. John Moore is not with us tonight as he is performing his duties as superintendent of schools in representing the district at the state competition. Go North Shore.
And I also want to wish, like Ms. Giaccona said, our Mustangs and our Jackets, we're very excited that we have both of our high schools in the playoffs, so we wish them a safe game this week, most importantly, and that these young men and everybody that participate, cheerleaders, drill team, band, has an amazing day, but most cherish the memories that you're gonna make in high school, because time flies, and you know you're only a senior once. So I know all these seniors are excited. So I wish they just slow down, cherish the moment, because once it's gone, it's gone. So wishing them both good luck, and hopefully they make a long run in the playoffs. And obviously also the veterans. We had a veterans luncheon today that was very well attended. If you're a veteran and you didn't attend, shame on you. Give us your information and we'll send you an invitation, because it was an amazing crowd, especially when you see a 100-year-old World War II veteran there. You're like, wow, most of us, none of us were around that time, so you'd have to be 100. But that's just an amazing. The community is like 100 years old. It's like there's not a lot of seniors or veterans that are that age, and much less they sacrifice their life for us so we can live in this country that we live in. I'm real thankful for them, and it's an amazing luncheon. And if you haven't gone, I think if you're a veteran, sign up, get with the communications department, because it's a well attended and well put on event. And I just want to thank you for serving our great nation, and thank you.
Dr. Irene Benzor, principal of Galena Park Elementary School, will present the academic spotlight with a video highlighting some of the outstanding programs and initiatives at Galena Park Elementary School.
Good evening, President Hernandez, trustees, Dr. Giacona, cabinet. I'm Irene Benzer. I'm the principal of Galena Park Elementary. And I'd like to take a moment to introduce my team members who were able to make it out here tonight, our assistant principal, our counselor, and one of our teachers. Tonight's presentation is a video highlighting Galena Park Elementary's teachers, students, and parents through our STEM program, community connections, and the various clubs and organizations that we have to offer on campus. This video is only a small sample of what we do here at Galena Park Elementary, so please enjoy. I am the proud principal of Galena Park Elementary, home of the Yellow Jackets, and a STEM academy. Here at Galena Park Elementary, we foster a community of lifelong learning by providing an environment that builds self-worth, integrity, and respect for diversity while striving for academic and social excellence. We do this through our strong community connections, the various clubs and organizations, and with our new STEM program. Let's listen in on how each of these has impacted our school community towards student success.
Hi, my name is Karina Palacio, and I'm the 3rd through 5th Math and Science CIC here at Galena Park Elementary School. Here at GPE, we are a STEM academy. We provide opportunities for our students to explore the world of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Our students get to explore STEM through projects in the classroom, clubs, and through STEM enrichment time. Our STEM enrichment block includes STEM lab, STEM careers, makerspace, and computer science.
Well, first off, we were very happy to be chosen by the Children's Museum to do this program and their sponsors. With us being distinguished as a STEM academy here with the district, programs like this are going to enable us to provide opportunities for these students to explore the world of STEM.
So STEM can build many careers. I've already gotten inspired to be a forensic scientist, you get all these things at once: math, science, technology, and engineering. You get trial and error. It gives you a lot of opportunities. It's really just fun, exciting. Really, it's just interesting.
In my opinion, I think the roller coaster and the circuits were my favorite because they were just because you would have to like these wires, they weren't always just like this. They would be all the way over there. And also like the roller coasters, you would have to shape them new, so it's like same thing but new shape.
The computer science helps kids improve their problem-solving thinking skills, critical thinking, and especially perseverance, because there's a lot of times that their code or something is not going to work and they have to retry again and not give up.
We get in coding and stuff, and I have fun with coding.
You have fun with coding? Okay. What is your best memory from this class?
Me personally, my favorite memory is on how I made new friends here and how I really connected with everyone. Because I think this really helped us connect with someone, and we got to accept one another.
Yeah.
Hi there, my name is Sandra Cardenas, the Assistant Principal at Galena Park Elementary. I'm excited to introduce the wide variety of clubs and organizations that our school has to offer. Galena Park Elementary is committed to providing opportunities that go beyond the classroom. Let's take a closer look at all the clubs and organizations that are available at Galena Park Elementary.
I love recording. It's very, very fun because I get to shoot with new people that I've never been in a class with. And also it's just very fun because I know a lot of students don't get this opportunity. Honestly, just laughing with everybody. Filming just makes me happy because I'm all about that. But yeah.
Especially because we're a STEM campus, we're trying to utilize every aspect of the word STEM and just allowing us to exercise these kids' talents outside of academics to showcase other interests that they could potentially become interested in and be a career.
Hi, I'm Ms. Brown de Perez. I'm one of the sponsors for Galena Park Elementary Soccer. I have some other sponsors who help me, Mr. Perla, Ms. Palacio, Ms. Kim, Ms. Leslie, Ms. Marroquin, and we're all here for the kids. This program is for the kids. GPE loves soccer, and we love to let them play soccer and compete.
Everyone was happy that we won the game and we went to the final. I enjoyed it because like if we win or lose, that don't matter, but because you're still with your teammates and with your friendships and your teammates.
We won these trophies because we worked hard and we had good determination into winning these games.
Hi, I'm Rosa Arizolo, school counselor and former Galena Park Elementary student. At Galena Park Elementary, our goal is to create relationships and build a strong sense of community. Our school is more than just a place for learning. Here we create memories, build friendships, and create a sense of community amongst our students, staff, and parents. We want to make sure that all our students, staff, and parents always feel welcome and valued. As a community, we work together, we learn from one another, support each other, and grow both academically and personally. Together, we are stronger. That's the power of community at GPE. The goal is that when our students leave, they are equipped with a strong foundation to ensure that they are ready for the next phase in their educational journey and become productive citizens of their community. At GPE, once a yellow jacket, always a yellow jacket.
At GPE, we foster community, so we talk about a lot of parent volunteering at the school. We do lots of activities for parents to come. For example, in October, we're gonna have a trunk and treat for all the community to come out. It's free. We also have PTA meetings that come with little performances directed by our music teacher. And we like to have a lot of parent involvement because we've noticed that when there's a lot of parent involvement, kids are more engaged academically, there's less behavior issues, and they're more social skills.
We are here for our family night. here at the ACE program at the Galena Park Elementary School. From my experience, it is a after-school program, but to me, I look at it more as an accelerated learning program after they're out of their regular school day. I mean, we've had several parent nights where we came and we worked and we did activities, worked on different type of activities. We touched on different subjects, you know, different outreaches for the community, bringing the community together in this elementary school.
This helps me by whenever like I want to see students, but I can't because I'm in school. We're in different classes. I get to see them after school so we can talk and play and everything because we don't usually get time to go to their classes every time.
I like how we can meet new students after school because like last year I was new to this school and I got scared because I didn't know anybody. So me being able to talk to other students really helped me bond relationships.
To bring families and schools together, communities and schools, we provide family activities once a month, making a safe space for families to be able to come and do a hands-on activity with their child, maybe having learned something from the activity that we've done. And just like they said, family coming together, as well as during the school week, we have 3 hours for the students to help them with homework, do fun activities, we do cooking, we do STEM, arts and crafts, and most importantly, focus on academic support.
As you can see, here at Galena Park Elementary, we are illuminating our students' futures through our community connections, the various student clubs and organizations, and through STEM. This year, we are buzzing our way through another year of excellence in academics and social experiences.
Do you have any questions? No? Okay, well, I just want to say a special thank you to President Hernandez, Vice President Garza, because they've visited my campus each year that I have been there, and I truly appreciate your support. I want to thank all of the board members for all of your support because we feel it at the campus level. The teachers, the students, we all feel the support that the decisions that you make here are big, and we understand that your job is huge, and we love you and respect you for that. So thank you for your time and serving as our school board members. But I also want to thank my staff because they're amazing. My students and my parents have made GPE an amazing community, and I love serving there, and so I thank you for all of your support.
Thank you, Ms. Benzor, and all those that are here from Galena Park Elementary School, thank you for being here. We now come to the business portion of tonight's meeting. We invite and encourage you to stay for the remainder of the meeting. However, if you need to leave early, we understand, and this is a convenient time to do so. We appreciate your attendance. Please come again. Mr. Ed Martier, Director for Facility Planning and Construction, will provide a 2016 bond program and facilities construction update.
Good evening, Board. My name is Ed Martier. Can you hear me? All right. And I'm just going to provide you kind of an update on 2016 and maybe give you an update on what's to come. So I'm giving you an update on the CTE and dining, which is phase 2 for Galena Park High School. We're really just going through some punch list items still, and there's some supply issues, so they're still waiting on some lighting. There's some issues on card readers, and they're still working through that. This is an aerial of what the phase 2 looks like, and if you look towards the back, it's going to be phase 3, which will be kicking off soon. Here's an interior shot of the cafeteria. I don't know if you've been there. It's a great space, and like I said, we're still working through some kinks, but it's probably going to be completed in about a month. This is Pyburn Elementary. Same thing here. We have some access control issues, and then we have some punch list items, but that's also going to be wrapping up pretty soon. Another shot of it. That's all I have. Thank you. Have any questions? We are going to start off with our kickoff meetings pretty soon. Now that you're going to award the bond manager, we're going to proceed with kickoff meetings probably next week for the other projects that are coming up. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Martir. We now move on to new business. Is there a motion to approve the resolution of the governing body of Galena Park ISD casting its vote to appoint directors to the Harris Central Appraisal District's Board of Directors by casting 55 votes for Martina Lamont Dixon to serve on the Board of Directors for the Harris Central Appraisal District for a term beginning January the 1st of 2025?
I, Linda Sherrod, move we approve the resolution of the governing body of Galena Park ISD casting its votes to appoint directors to the Harris Central Appraisal District Board of the Directors as presented.
I, Adrian Stevens, second the motion.
A motion was made by Linda Sherrard and seconded by Adrian Stevens. All in favor? The motion carried 5-0 with 0 abstentions. Is there a motion to approve an amendment to Galena Park ISD's District of Innovation Local Innovation Plan?
I, Amanda Arabia, move we approve an amendment to Galena Park ISD's District of Innovation Local Innovation Plan as presented.
Is there a second?
I, Ramon Garza, second the motion.
A motion was made by Amanda Arabia and seconded by Ramon Garza. All in favor? The motion carried 5-0 with 0 abstentions. Is there a motion to approve to advance hire up to 50 highly qualified teachers for the 25-26 school year during the second semester of the 24-25 school year?
I, Adrian Stevens, move we to advance hire up to 50 highly qualified teachers as presented.
I, Amanda Arabia, second the motion.
A motion was made by Adrian Stevens and seconded by Amanda Arabia. All in favor? The motion carried 5-0 with 0 abstentions. With respect to the general consent agenda, do we want to remove any item for a separate vote or take the agenda as is?
I, Ramon Garza, move we approve the general consent agenda as presented.
I, Amanda Arabia, second the motion.
A motion was made by Ramon Garza and seconded by Amanda Arabia. All in favor? The motion carried 5-0 with 0 abstentions. Is there a motion to approve the construction consent agenda?
I, Amanda Arabia, move we approve the construction consent agenda as presented.
I, Ramon Garza, second the motion.
A motion was made by Amanda Arabia and seconded by Ramon Garza. All in favor? The motion carried 5-0 with 0 abstentions. With respect to the financial consent agenda, do we want to remove any item for a separate vote or take the agenda as is?
Arabun Garza move we approve the financial consent agenda as presented.
I, Amanda Arabia, second the motion.
A motion was made by Ramon Garza and seconded by Amanda Arabia. All in favor? The motion carried 5-0 with 0 abstentions. The following documents were presented to the board for information. Dr. Juana Giacona, Chief Administrative Officer, presented, number 1, the Early Head Start Policy Council meeting minutes for September of 2024, and number 2, Early Head Start Update and Fund 205 Expenditure Report Summary for the September of 2024. B, Mr. Ben Poppy, Chief Financial Officer, presented, number 1, the Tax Collection Report, September of 2024. Number 2, 2016 Bond Program Financial Report as of September the 30th of 2024. Number 3, Annual Investment Report for the period of September the 1st of 2023 through August the 31st of 2024. There being no other business before the board at this time, the meeting is adjourned. The time is 6:32 p.m. Good.
If I don't do this now.
Did you see my post? Put you in there. Put
I
you
want
in.
you to.
Quinn in my post.